Salutations, my fellow food lovers. This is Chef Mark here from Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, and I want to tell you about our filet Oscar. This premium filet is topped with Johnny's lump crab cake, grilled asparagus, and our signature béarnaise sauce. But the start to any great night always begins with a killer appetizer, and I recommend trying out our jumbo pan-seared sea scallops with Brussels sprout slaw tossed in Johnny's hot bacon dressing. It is so good. I know that you will love my filet Oscar as much as I love preparing it, so come to Johnny's tonight. Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, Village Point Shopping Center, Omaha.
Alrighty. So, as I'm sitting here looking at all this stuff, I wonder if I should tell the Jam Fam that, from whatever they submit to me right now is actually going to go on 33 or 34, because 32's done. I think 32 is just about wrapped up where it needs to be. I mean, there is one slot left, but it's reserved this time. So, yeah, this is, this one might be a bit of a wrap. And so far, I'm taking a look at this Quarantine 2 movie, and it's not bad, but, I'm kind of expecting a little bit more oomph to it, So, at best, it's not exactly, not what I was looking for tonight, because this is pretty much a review night on everything. But I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Salutations, my fellow food lovers. This is Chef Mark here from Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, and I want to tell you about our filet Oscar. This premium filet is topped with Johnny's lump crab cake, grilled asparagus, and our signature béarnaise sauce. But the start to any great night always begins with a killer appetizer, and I recommend trying out our jumbo pan-seared sea scallops with Brussels sprout slaw tossed in Johnny's hot bacon dressing. It is so good. I know that you will love my filet Oscar as much as I love preparing it, so come to Johnny's tonight. Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, Village Point Shopping Center, Omaha.
Hey, what's going on, J360 Legion? How are y'all doing tonight? Welcome to the J-Man Show here for episode 220. Ha! We making it. We still on the road to 300, and here on the one that began it all, things are about to get really interesting, because we are on the cusp of the Monster Fest of 2021. And you know what? With the way 2021's going, we're going to need it. That stuff doesn't make any sense anymore, man. I could go ahead and look through that crap pile of things that I usually get every week when it's time to do this series. But you know what? I don't feel like it today. Matter of fact, I feel like chilling. I don't feel like going after people for saying stupid stuff this week. Not at all, because you see, the thing is, it's always a horse race with that. It's always a run and gun kind of deal thing where it's like, I'm always looking at that and I'm like, there it is. The most ignorant BS I've read all damn day. And it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. See, little things like that. I just, not in the mood for it today. Even though, y'all saw the Galactus picture if y'all were paying attention on Instagram and stuff. Because Lord knows, these past couple of weeks, man, going on it's been nothing but a doozy, either facing people in the creative community or facing normies, or, of course, dealing with Trumpsters and Biden riders. It's just like, come on, man. It's not the time for this crap. I'm not in the mood. Oh, Jay, you're either with us or against it. I'm against you all the time. Every and all the time. Not in the mood with the cult mind thinking and all that stuff. Not in the mood with any of this other crap. Virtual signaling, hell no. Here's a good plan. Stay the hell out of J-Man's way before J-Man hurts you and your feelings. Deal with that. Oh, yes. I had to play that role a couple of times. And one way or another, do I feel good about it? Well, for my mental health sake, yeah, I do. But I don't know how you feel, and I don't really care. But the point is that, when I get down to it, you see, those of you in the J360 Legion and those of you in the Jam Fam, y'all are decent folk, and I love you. And those that actually have been supportive along the way, I definitely love you. But you see, there are people out there who found this series or found each of my channels and decided to say, you know what, he gonna ruin everything we stand for. And I hope I do. I really do sometimes. Because you know what? Much like Godzilla, I wake up in a time where I don't belong in, and I just hate everything. I mean, like, just become that force in nature, let my presence known, and just break through all this stuff. Because, hey, it started with me, chances are it'll probably end with me. So it's just like the way that goes sometimes. And I know it. The thing about it is you can't tell me otherwise about it. I know how I can be sometimes. It's just like when some people are like, good Lord, he's smug. Well, the term is confident, but, that's the thing. It's like people nowadays in this crazy society of ours want you to question yourself, want you to be confused, want you to be limp in so many ways, and not to mention, not think that you're capable or qualified for anything, because they get their jollies off on that. Oh boy, could you imagine if there was a woke J-Man, or if there was an alternative variant of J-Man that thinks everybody's his friend and loves them and goes like, hey guys, it's okay that you mistreat me. I'm alright. It's alright, guys, that we're actually gonna make it through this. I think it'll be okay. Yay. Only in your wildest dreams, you screwed up bastards. No, you got me, and that's about good enough as it's gonna be. And the thing about it is, with my wild ass, yeah, one way or another, I'm gonna win that war. I'll see to that. And as I should. It's my story. But speaking of stories and everything, yeah, those are coming back this year for the J360 Monster Fest. Let's go ahead and talk about that for a little bit. Now, some people have given me some suggestions, some ideas for it, and I gotta admit, some of them are pretty good, but the problem is, what most of them are, they revert back to the big three. They always revert back to, it's either Freddy, Michael Myers, or Jason. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They have no place in this festival. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that's what everybody does. Have you noticed that a lot of people who have, bigger channels and all these bigger subscribers and stuff, and they talk about it all the time? I mean, I knew a podcast group that actually went through all of Friday the 13th, and I was on one of the episodes. But the thing is this. It was on their show, not on mine. So I don't necessarily have to talk about it because I already said enough about it, especially for the first installment. It's very interesting how that each and every single one of those franchises have a loyal fan base, and I'm not knocking them. You guys like good material, but you see, the thing is, that's all everybody talks about. It's about like asking somebody if they like video games, but the first thing that comes out of their mouth is either Mario, or in some cases it could be Pac-Man. And I'm not hating those franchises, but once again, variety is the spice of life. Let's talk about Pumpkinhead. Let's talk about Pinhead. To an extent, Chucky, but almost everybody knows Chucky. Maybe Leprechaun, or even then, the crates from Critters. Things like that. Like, go a little bit more deeper and in depth. And a lot of people talk about The Conjuring, because Conjuring is pretty much a universe of itself. So, and at least then that's still new. And then all the stuff from A Quiet Place, Stranger Things, The Upside Down, like all that stuff's right there. Or how basically we're all living out the lives of Black Mirror. All the screwed upness in Black Mirror is coming true. And it make you wonder this. Gee, I hope I'm getting a nice royalty check or something at the end of all this. But the only thing you'll get at the end of a Black Mirror episode is more pain. Yeah, that's something to remember. And not only that, speaking of more pain, I think Netflix is, didn't they recently acquire the rights to all the Roald Dahl collection? Like not only BFG, but also Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then, oh my god, if they acquired that whole estate, from what I'm reading right now, then that means they must have that sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that people know about, but was never going to see the light of day because Roald Dahl had a problem with the movie version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So, oh, damn. But Netflix is always pulling for that win. Right now, as we speak, there are people that are really, really butthurt to the point where it's raw and there's no aloe on earth that can actually take care of this burn about the Cowboy Bebop stuff. Now, needless to say, Netflix is going to do what Netflix is going to do. I mean, they try to go ahead and warp everybody to thinking that Cuties was actually, this big... I'm telling you, I cannot wow, the fact that they tried to take that movie to sell it not only as a family film, but to say that it was a different approach to filmmaking in general, where they were right the second time, and not only that, boy, all them people that like those, you know what I mean? The major pedophiles out there, that's their fantasy, because that's what that movie was. Disgusting. And it's like, why the hell? They act like they were banking on that too, which is really disgusting considering Netflix. Like, I used to hold Netflix in high regard, but not anymore. No. If anything, they're pretty much the punchline and the joke right now. Kind of like when Blockbuster was a thing, remember? And not talking about the last standing Blockbuster. That's amazing that that's still functioning the way it is. But hey, Blockbuster used to be lit at one time. Used to be an amazing place. Used to be like, hey, guess what? You can be sociable and all before you get the video. And then, there'd be a fight occasionally over who had the last one and, like, who didn't bring the rentals back. I mean, there was always something going on at Blockbuster. But, after a while, things started to change. Netflix became the new kid on the block. And Blockbuster, on the other hand, well, became a punchline. And Netflix is becoming a punchline now because almost every single one of these networks that we hold in high regard have their own streaming network. So as that's going on, it's amazing that things didn't just completely pop apart. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. But also, I know Disney going through it right now because they said, like, they did not reach their projected goals regarding Disney Plus subscriptions. Gee, I don't know. Is it because Lucasfilms keeps alienating the fan base and all? And isn't it amazing, speaking of Lucasfilms, that, Marcia Lucas just went ahead and just wrote this big response that everybody in the Star Wars universe is riding behind. And it's funny as hell. And I look at it because you know why, right? One, okay, look, Disney owns Star Wars. We know how that was going. But you see it's going back and forth now, and it's been like that for a long time, ever since the sequel trilogy came. And then The Mandalorian managed to quell things a little bit, but now that it's not active right now, and that there's more to come, and then all the stuff, the High Republic and everything, things are getting flared up again. It's like this festering cyst that'll never go away. And as it is going, and then this comes into fray, and now all of the people of the Phantom Menace are like, yeah, this is okay. And then the opposition is like, no, it's sexist, blah. See, right off the bat, I don't need to make a horror movie. I live in one. Pretty much, that's what I should go ahead and do. I should rate every day on the Monster Fest as I go through it. But you know what? I'll probably save that for the grand finale. But as we get into it, though, the whole point is, everybody talks about the top three, and everybody talks about what is in the public consensus here. No. What we do here at J360 Productions is a little different. We shine a light on some of the obscure. We go ahead and we dig and we find some more stuff to bring up into light. And not only that, showcase some movies that you probably won't see at certain outlets. That's what it is. Keep it interesting. Keep, like, the freshness alive. And then not only that, we're not talking about who has the biggest cleavage either. Even though at the same time, that would be a nice little contest. But then again, oh, J-Man, you can't talk about that. That's sexist. Yeah, whatever. You know what? Hey, as I say these things, look, and I tell you the honest truth, I'm unapologetic about it. Because you know what? I am a man. And as a man, yes, I love women. And to be honest, yeah, I love the female form. Much in the same way, like, how some of y'all can't handle the female form. I look at it and I'm like, okay, cool. And then the same thing with the male form. I like the way I am. And I have a pretty nice set of acorns, if I do say so myself. So as I go about that sort of thing, I have no problem saying how I feel and being outspoken about things. And if I had to stand in court, I'll look at this, I'll be like, Your Honor, what a great waste of taxpayer money this is to have me right here. And then the judge will look at me and say, Mr. Brady, I'm tired of seeing you here. And I'm like, yep, I know. And then I look over at my lady and she'll probably be wondering why she has to bail me out again. But the thing about it is, I had plenty of money saved up for it. So, yeah. Best running gag ever, So, yeah, as I sit there and I think about it from time to time, I like how people try to police what other people say and what other people do, but in turn, they don't follow any of the crap they try to pilfer around. And I found out also that they are considering censoring Jessica Rabbit. And I'm like, it's amazing, right? Like, basically, oh, Jessica Rabbit shows up. You're jealous of her. You, real person, jealous of cartoon woman. Man, I love 2020. The laughs just keep coming. And they're not funny ha-ha laughs like, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just, wow, that's pathetically sad laugh. I'm like, you know? See, I'd like to get back to those times where we would be laughing and having a good time. Not that kind of crap. That's disgusting to me. Oh, boy. But I will not tolerate any of that here, you know? So as I go about the Monster Fest right now, and I'm looking over some old movies, actually, I'm actually looking at some of the Universal movies that I saw, like, way in the beginning. This is before I had the rating system, so some of these are probably going to get rated this year, you know? Like, you know, the Wolfman. Obviously, I'm going to tell you, Wolfman is one of my favorites, especially with Lon Chaney Jr. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah. That's definitely a classic, not to mention the suspense that follows it, and it gets you excited and pumped up for more. So I would have to go ahead and give that 4 Bloody Knuckles. And then you see the atmosphere of it continues into the sequel, which also is a crossover film with the Frankenstein monster. And you see it's called, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. And before any of you purists come out of the woodwork and say, well, no, Frankenstein's not the name of the monster, skip it. Now, shoot, he's one of my favorites still. And you see, technically the monster is Frankenstein's son. So to a point, he is a Frankenstein. And I'm going with that. And I know it makes you hurt. And I hope it does. I hope your ass is red raw because of that. But guess what? No, there's an embargo on Aloe, and you're going to take the pain. Now back to what I was saying. That movie right there where the Wolfman and Frankenstein go into a tussle is awesome. Especially as the way it carries from, like, the first one. And you see that particular movie also functions as a Frankenstein movie because it carries after, I think, Son of Frankenstein. So, you know, or it's either Son of Frankenstein or it's Ghost of Frankenstein, one of the two. But both are still instant classics, and I watch them every year. In addition to, like, the Evil Dead trilogy, which all of those are just, like, 5 Bloody Knuckles. I mean, like, I enjoy every single one of them. So, you know, like, they're all getting their ratings this year, and then I can put them up on j360productions.com. So I'm going to be a bit of a busy man as well as an entertaining host, in addition to, like, pretty much like how I am every year. You know? But it all is worth it. And then, like, you know, if I find anything that's really, really obscure, like, say, like, Nosferatu, with Count Orlok, like, well, even though that movie's been saved now because there's another print of it. And, you know, a lot of scenes have been restored, so that's actually really good. But, like, I never got the chance to rate it. So this will give me a chance to go ahead and rate some of these things for you all. And another thing is, like, you don't have to just worry about the Instagram. Like, I would like to branch it out company-wide and across all of the platforms. So as we go about this kind of stuff, and I know it's like a lot to take in, and it's heavy. And, yeah, it is. But if we can have a good time with this whole thing, then I'd like to say it's a success in the making. Especially, like, what I want to do with J360 TV. The only problem with J360 TV is Content ID. Oh, you can't have that. We're going to put a stop to you and your growth. Here's the finger, pal. You ain't stopping anything. And I don't give a damn what Auntie Sue says. And you see, for those of you who are wondering, yes, I do have a backup for these things. And yes, no, it's not Dailymotion. Even though Dailymotion is pretty weird. It's gotten weirder since its whole overhaul. But yes. I do have a backup for these things, so nothing to worry about, and then we can keep the party afloat. Another thing I've been looking into right off the bat, I'm trying to see about a way for all of us to get away with a little bit of a, secret stream, if you ask me. It's a little bit different, and it will require one of my underground techniques for that, and I don't want to delve into it too much because you never know who's listening. But in that case, should I have any of that stuff prepared, I think secret invites are in order. But I'm not going too deep with it because I know that, yes, see, the difference is here on Spreaker, I do whatever I want. I do what I want. Whereas on YouTube, well, you see now, you can't be saying things like vaccine. You can't be saying bullshit. You can't be saying asshole. You can't be saying any of that stuff because kids gonna be watching this. And when the kids are watching this, we are trying to make a healthier, balanced society by being as unbalanced as possible. Do you understand that, Jay? Hell no! And you need a dentist because that's a lot of lisping you're doing there. Jeez. But hey, at the risk of you saying that crap again, I'm just gonna nod. I totally don't understand or don't care what the hell you pilfering right now. And indeed, I'm sure I'm probably gonna get the lecture of all time because that's the way people go. Because nowadays, the hell with your variety and the hell with you being, not necessarily original, but the hell with you standing out. And people want to make you embarrassed for that. Why not go ahead and do what everybody else does? Well, no. I ain't about that life. And the thing about it is like this. Going for originality is good, but it never hurts to really try to make something your own thing. And the thing about it is, there ain't no crime against that. Especially, remember fair use at one time? Fair use used to be very viable. You could use that and, say, if you show, certain clips of the movie and stuff, it didn't have to be they raining down hard on you with, copyright infringement, It's this stuff is actually public domain now. Quite a lot of it is. You're allowed to talk about it. The only people that have a problem with it would be the distributors and those that try to make money off this stuff over time. So, as we go about these things, playing it tactfully, playing it smart. And then as I speak about certain storylines that I'm going to read to you guys here on the J-Man Show, yeah, that's going to happen too. Now, I've also been looking into taking something different with Hangouts. Now, you see, as this is a 6-week event, okay? As this is a 6-week event, there's going to be multiple jams, and there's going to be multiple Hangouts. All shows are involved in this. Even the Power Play. Because now, that cursed episode has been uploaded, and I don't have to worry about breaking the line anymore. Yay! And then I also realized... that I have a bunch of other games I have yet to play for you guys that really delve into the whole aspect of why we have this event going on. So... things are going to be changing soon. And I'm going to get Bioshock 2 out of the way. That needs to be done. Matter of fact, I should call in sick tomorrow because I ain't feeling right anyway. I think I got a little bit of, hell, you know what? I'm not lazy. I better go to work. You know what I'm saying? Even now, I just got so many ideas to go ahead and run through you guys. And we're going to at least try to get half of that stuff together for this one, because whatever I don't do this year, I can always do next year. So that's the best part. And then gee, who the hell can be sending me a message right now? People like to talk to me when I'm on the show, and needless to say, that's pretty cool. Oh yes. Next on the itinerary is, as for, let's see, Hangouts, how about more panels? That'll be fun. And then let's see, for jams, I've already mentioned about Jams 32. I did extend the deadline, and I'm glad I did, because a lot of y'all stuff was falling in around 6 o'clock tonight. And that was pretty cool. Even though I said 5 o'clock, but still, it's nice to see you guys stepped up, made all your stuff fall through. The playlist is looking slamming. I mean, it was looking slamming anyway, but right now, it's solidified. So there's nothing for that. But 33, 34, fair game. Entirely up to you how you want to go about it. Alright? And for those of you out there that sit there and say, oh, I don't have any new tracks, I don't have anything. Well, you see, the thing about it is, you don't really need new tracks. Take a look at your albums, take a look at your EPs, take a look at your backlogs, and you know what? Give them a shot. You're representing yourself every time you send them in. So when you send them in to me, get them on that nice package and say, hey, man, what do you think of these 2 tracks? And then I'll look at your 2 tracks, and I'll be like, yes. This might be all right. Or if it isn't all right, I'll be like, well, look, I'm not really feeling these. You got anything else? You see what I'm saying? There's a way to do things, and I try to make the door of communication open for you guys. I try to, but I know some of y'all gotten real hesitant as I, spoke out. But the thing about it is, I always speak my truth, and usually it's against somebody that thinks that they're, bigger than what they are. So I have to knock them down a peg or two. See what I'm saying? But I also have to delegate what went down with all of you guys to keep everything equal. Remember that little equality thing? Yeah, well, you see, this is equality in practice, and even then, I'm not standing there flexing my J360 title and saying, as the leader of this whole thing, or as, the king himself. There's plenty of time to do that, and that's what I'm doing that with other people out there who have the nerve to want to flex themselves and think J-Man don't flex. It's your first day here, isn't it? But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about putting the show on, and it's all about doing right by you guys in the Jam fam, and it's all about doing right by anybody who wants to listen or who's on the start of their musical journey or trying to get back into their musical journey. That's what we do. We're inspiring, we're building dreams. And then it all comes together at that moment. So let's just have a good time with it, And the same thing with, remember people asking me, can I be a guest on the J-Man show? No, you cannot. No. And you're probably wondering why? Because the Hangout show is like right there. There's a design for these things. Like if you want to be on Hangouts, much like jams or anything, just go on your email, go ahead and write what you need to write, put in the subject line that you want to be on Hangouts, and then, send it to j360productions@outlook.com. And we'll talk. We set time. We go ahead and we make this happen. Don't do what that guy tried to do where he's like, I'm a big-time filmmaker. If you go ahead and you set up some time and, we can communicate and we can talk on the other side and then see where we can go from here. And then, as you get closer to the date, it starts unfollowing and starts to try to block you off of that whole thing so that he doesn't have anything to talk with you, whereas you yourself is standing there and you got your notes, you got things laid out, because you're going to ask him questions in addition to him asking you questions. That's what I do. If you think about it, I don't know why people even try to think that they can play that kind of game with me, because, when I'm in my journalism mode, I'm in it. Even that's a side that even people on Hangouts haven't seen. When I'm gonna drill you, I'm gonna drill you. But the thing about it is it's usually against these big players and big pimps that try to go ahead and spin things around to go ahead and rob you blind if you let them. And that's usually what it is. But any of you others that I do respect out here, and I was about to say people, I didn't say peons. Okay. Any of you other people out here, and I respect you enough, no, we're going to have a good time. Alright? That's the difference. And believe it or not, as many times as I spoke out on Instagram and on these various platforms, y'all have not seen me pissed yet. I'm just letting you know. I like how the room got quiet when I said that. But speaking of which, though, the Monster Fest is all set and ready to go. Things don't start getting, sinister until the J360 logo bleeds. And the thing about when it bleeds is, you'll know when you see it. I don't really need to go talk your ear off about that. It's pretty exciting, too. That's going to be the opening event on things. And, once that happens, stand by for greatness. Yep. And also, you guys can email me about anything. I would prefer that you do that, especially if you want to make guest appearances or, if you ever want to discuss, a secret project, because that's open, too. I do have, when I did the whole Space Force concert, that was technically a secret project, and it worked for J360 TV. So, if anybody wants to do another concert or anything, I would say, three musical acts. I'm still working out the criteria, but the magic number is usually 3, and I might go for a 4th depending. But if anything, when we did that was awesome. I'd like to see us do that again. So shout out to Space Force for that, and not only that, being a dear friend and everything, along with Blast Bass and Resin Sun, we will have to unite again sometime. And by that point, hopefully I'll be jamming out on my Strat a lot more. I need to actually sit there and play this. Yeah, I'm going to do that after the show. But right now, I'm just sitting here working on a few things, trying to get this stuff tied up. Because there's another side y'all don't know about. And then not only that, for, everything else, everything's getting a facelift tomorrow anyway. So stand by for greatness on that. So, right off the bat, though, we're all set and ready to go on this thing. But no top threes. No, none of them. I know Halloween Kills is coming. I know a lot of y'all are excited about it. Hell, even I am to a point, but no. Not this year. Maybe next year I'll probably be a little lenient. Maybe. But not this year. Alright? And then you guys remember that movie The Blob, right? Where that whole, that big pulsating blob could never be stopped. Could never be contained. And if you haven't, experienced that, well, this is the right time of the year for me to tell you about it. Or to go ahead and showcase it. So, yeah. See, there you go then. Everything will be working right for that. And then, of course, who could forget Green Slime? And I'd actually play that song right now, but I ain't got no royalty rights for it. Sucks. Oh, man. Because I would have got away with a lot of stuff, Yeah, damn right. Things like that. Other than that, though, damn, I'm so excited to get started. And then as I'm looking at Quarantine 2, I gotta say, it's not bad. I'll give it 3 bloody knuckles. Because you see, the thing about it is, it's kind of real to form. The virus that's being spread is going through rats. And then it's all about that doomsday cult. However, it's based off the Rex series. So if we ever got, a Quarantine 3, and I'm sure we probably do somewhere, I just haven't found it yet. But this movie wasn't too bad. It's a lot different than the first Quarantine because it's not found footage style. But I don't mind it, A nice change of pace. Got to know the characters a little bit better. And, not feeling like I have to go ahead and throw up after a while. Which is funny because, when Which is funny because when, the one good movie that J.J. Abrams did do. God, what is it called? Dealt with a big-ass monster. Oh, Cloverfield. Yeah. When I was watching Cloverfield, I enjoyed all of that because it was more or less it felt like me just actively being through a Godzilla scenario. But this particular film, the Quarantine ones, it's kind of dry, kind of boring, except for the original Rex series. Now, each of those are actually on par. I like those because the suspense is right there. But nah. Didn't like the first Quarantine, but the second one's not too bad. Get my drift? And not to mention the look and designs of the zombies as they're roaring around and attacking and all. That's pretty stellar. Wonder how I could actually get some good makeup people like that. I'll think about it when I go to the CA. Anyway, y'all. That's all I got for you guys right now. I hope that I excited you enough, and I hope I didn't damper things. But, like I said, the movie list is right here, and I would go ahead and share that with you, but there's not enough time in the show. And then not only that, as we go into Jams 32, you're going to get a lot more horrific things happening because we are fully in then. But until then, though, this is J-Man signing off. You guys take it easy, okay? Peace.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.